Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afif bin Sirajuddin. My supervisor is Professor Dr. Hambali, and today I will be presenting about my project, which is titled An Integrated Fuzzy Ahp-Electre and Sensitivity Analysis in Design Concept Selection. I will be covering 8 topics in this video, starting from introduction and background, problem statement, scope and objectives, literature review, method of solution, work planning, problems faced, and expected results. Okay, now I will start to talk about the introduction and background. Basically, what my project is, it is a multiple criteria decision making or a multiple criteria decision analysis, which is a subdiscipline of operations research that explicitly evaluates multiple conflicting criteria in decision making. MCDM, or multiple criteria decision making, is a process to determine the best feasible solution according to established criteria and problems that are common occurrence in everyday life. It is considered a complex decision making, and it involves quantitative and qualitative values. Although MCDM methods have been applied in numerous case studies, many companies still avoid employing this method in their decisions and prefer to decide intuitively. There are studies claiming that MCDM methods provide better rankings for companies than intuitive approaches. For the history, the earliest known reference relating to MCDM can be traced back to Benjamin Franklin. These are some of the earliest. And then Kuhn and Tucker formulated optimality conditions for nonlinear programming in 1951. And in 1955, James, Cooper, and Ferguson published an article that contained the essence of goal programming, even though the name goal programming was first used in a book published by Chance and Cooper in 1961. For the background of the study, it is to refine a selection method into becoming a better way to achieve the best result possible. By applying sensitivity analysis on top of fuzzy Ahp-Electre, a more detailed outcome can be produced. This can help in deciding a very critical problem in any type of scenarios for any type of business to ensure that MCDM can be applied to daily life in ensuring productivity. Now I'm going to talk about problem statement. For the problem statement, there are 3 main problem statements for my project. First, can the outcome of the selection method be detailed even further when performed again on another type of multiple criteria decision-making method? Next, can sensitivity analysis affect the outcome of a fuzzy Ahp-Electre method? Finally, what factors affect the multiple criteria decision-making methods and how to use them? Okay, now I'm going to talk about scope and objectives. Firstly, the objectives of the project is to classify the elements that influence the outcome of a concept that is finalized through selection methods. Next, to integrate sensitivity analysis onto fuzzy Ahp-Electre method. And then, to measure the increase of efficiency when using sensitivity analysis that is integrated with the Ahp-Electre method. For the scope, the study consists of design concept selection based on integrated Ahp-Electre and sensitivity analysis. Then, the usage of analysis and selection method in various types of selection process. Finally, the adaptability of selection methods in manufacturing and industrial processes. Now I will talk about the literature review. For the first literature review, I used an Ahp-Electre framework to evaluate barriers to green supply chain management in the leather industry. In this study, the analytical hierarchy process or AHP is integrated with the Electre method to identify and prioritize the barriers and to rank the possible pathways to implement the green supply chain management in the leather industry. A sensitivity analysis is performed to inspect the strength of the outcome of this method. This research presents a hybrid technique by combining AHP and Electre. The ranking of the barriers and pathways to implement green supply chain management determined by various experts can show biases due to the presence of distinctive consent of individual experts. Next, the study I chose is application of AHP and Electre 3 or 4 methods to multiple level, multiple criteria evaluation of urban transportation projects. In this paper, the authors carry out a multiple level, multiple criteria evaluation of 18 urban transportation projects. At each level of the hierarchy decision problem, different multiple criteria ranking subproblems have been structured and solved with the application of Ahp method, Electre 3 and 4 method, and their combination of Ahp-Electre 3 and 4. Due to axiomatic differences between methods, alternative aggregation formulas of the generated rankings by Electre 3 and 4 and Ahp methods have been proposed. Finally, the major output of this work is the comparative analysis of results obtained with the use of both MCDM and MCDA methods, Ahp and Electre 3 and 4, for multiple level, multiple criteria evaluation of urban transportations, as well as proposition of various formulas for aggregation of intermediate rankings, separately for Ahp and Electre 3 and 4 methods. And the third study I chose is a fuzzy Ahp and Electre method for selecting stabilizing device in ship industry. In this study, the authors proposed a fuzzy Ahp and Electre method for selecting the most effective roll stabilizing system for a trawler-type fishing vessel. Alternatives and criteria in this relation to the stabilizers are determined by experts' experiences and literature review. Since the proposed methodology has the ability of taking care of all kinds of evaluations from experts, it has been successfully applied to a stabilizer selection for a trawler ship industry. Now I will talk about method of solutions. For my first method of solutions to complete this project, first I will find a study that uses fuzzy Ahp-Electre method and a clear data output. Next, I will ensure that the data can be applied to a sensitivity analysis. Third, to conduct a sensitivity analysis on the data collected from previous study. And finally, to compare whether the data output is better before or after conducting a sensitivity analysis. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the chapter of planning of work. The work planning is divided to 2 semesters, the first and second semester. For the first semester, I'm going to study about the multiple criteria decision-making methods and how to use them. I will find past studies related to MCDM, especially fuzzy logic, Ahp methods, Electre methods, and sensitivity analysis. And lastly, I will figure out the methodology behind the different selection methods. For the second semester, I will find a suitable topic to use MCDM in order to fully see its capability in decision making. Next, I will integrate the fuzzy Ahp-Electre method with sensitivity analysis. And finally, I will construct the integrated selection method with the selected topic to try and find the best possible outcome. Next, the topic I would like to talk about is problems faced while doing this project. Firstly, the integrated method, which is the fuzzy Ahp-Electre method with sensitivity analysis, is not commercially used. Therefore, it is very hard for me to find the literature review that is perfectly matching with the topic that I want to study. Next, there is a strong need of fundamentals in mathematics. This is because all of the methods, starting from fuzzy logic, Ahp method, Electre method, and even sensitivity analysis, all of them have formulas that need to be calculated rather than just choosing yes or no. And finally, the study have to be non-biased when weighing the alternatives of all the criteria. The alternatives are the choices that you can make, and the criteria is the criteria that is needed to choose the alternatives. Lastly, I would like to talk about my expected results for my project. After performing the integrated selection method of combining fuzzy Ahp-Electre with sensitivity analysis, I want the output to be the best decision-making technique possible, or at least it should be better than just the fuzzy Ahp-Electre method without the sensitivity analysis. And for the future, I want it to be adapted in any type of industry to achieve a critical point of decision making. With this integrated method, I want industries to be able to make decisions that can be better for everyone, from the industry to the consumers. That is all from me. Thank you.